The man was inspecting the quality of safety helmets at the construction site. He tapped one lightly and it broke instantly. He immediately questioned the supervisor, saying anyone who used helmets like this clearly didn't care about lives. But the supervisor was arrogant. He mocked the man for meddling in things that didn't concern him, and without a word, beat him up and dragged him to the backyard to bury him alive. What he didn't know was that this man was actually the chairman's son. He had just returned from studying abroad and disguised himself as a regular worker to gain experience. When he first arrived at the site, he saw the workers eating only porridge and pickled vegetables, while the supervisor feasted on meat and seafood. It was obvious someone was embezzling the budget. During orientation, the supervisor had told him to pay $300 for a cheap helmet that broke with a single tap. He called out the supervisor on the spot, but none of the nearby workers dared to speak up. The supervisor got even more arrogant and threatened to fire him. Just as the man was about to reveal his identity, the manager arrived and slapped the supervisor across the face. He warned the supervisor to be careful, since not everyone here was who they seemed. He then stared at the man and asked if he knew anyone in power, but the man shook his head, saying he had no connections. The manager immediately changed his tone, telling him if he wanted to keep his job, he'd better listen and pay up. Even daily expenses had to go through him. He controlled everything, including whether or not the workers got paid on time. Yet a single box of tea cost $2,000. The poor workers naturally voiced their frustration, but the manager sneered, saying they were free to quit if they didn't like it. That's when the man realized this site was crawling with corruption. He quickly called his assistant, asking her to come to the site immediately. Then he walked up to the manager, revealed his true identity, and said he would expose everything today. The manager didn't believe him and punched him on the spot, then had him dragged out back to be buried. But not long after, the assistant arrived at the site. The manager rushed over to greet her, offering a lavish gift he had prepared, but the assistant coldly replied she was here for inspection, and ordered him to gather all the workers. She soon noticed the man wasn't among them and started to feel worried. Just then, a noise came from the backyard. Realizing something was wrong, she hurried over. At that moment, the man had already been thrown into a pit, and the supervisor was about to cover it with dirt. She arrived just in time, but the supervisor blocked her path, saying the area was restricted. Ignoring him, she ran in and pulled the man out. The manager quickly rushed over, pretending to care, and offered the man paid leave. He claimed it was all a misunderstanding, but the assistant didn't buy it, and asked him if he had any idea who the man really was.